When I think about what makes a game truly memorable, it's not just the graphics or the storyline, it's the small, unexpected moments that take you by surprise. Moments that pull you deeper into the world, making you feel like you're living the experience rather than just playing through it. For me, Kingdom Come Deliverance delivered one of those moments in a way that I never anticipated. It wasn't during a climactic battle or a grand quest. It was something much more mundane, yet profoundly impactful. The moment Henry, the blacksmith's son, learned to read. When I first started playing, I went through much as one would expect, getting into sword fights and instantly dying, trying to stealth my way around and instantly being caught, and trying the in-depth, nonsense alchemy system only to find that the instructions are useless. When I encountered the alchemy system, I just assumed that I was supposed to use trial and error in order to figure out the recipes, and that with every step I managed to get correctly, the instruction book would populate with the relevant information. I looked and listened for any audio or visual cues that could give me a hint that I was moving in the right direction, and several failed Savior Schnapps potions later, I gave up my trials. Eventually, I happened upon an alchemist in the woods who was selling recipes, and thanks to my hours of hunting, I was able to afford one. Henry's trembling, blood-soaked fingers unraveled a page, and I once again endeavored to the alchemist's table, only to be met with the same jumbled letters I had seen before. It was at this moment I realized, Henry doesn't know how to read. All this time I had been trying to fix the wrong problem. It wasn't his lack of alchemical knowledge that was hindering me, it was his illiteracy. At first I was somewhat annoyed. How was I expected to follow the precise steps necessary to make my precious Savior Schnapps without being able to read the instructions? But as I left the alchemist's hut, I came around to the idea that of course Henry doesn't know how to read. He's but a simple blacksmith's son. This attention to detail and realism gave me a new appreciation for the setting of 15th century Bohemia. It made me pay greater heed to the character I was playing, and that he was not a simple self-insert, but a true person in this game world. Fresh from this newfound understanding, I made it my next goal to try and teach poor Henry to read, and after only a little searching, I found that the reading instructor was in the town right next to where I was desperately trying to brute force alchemy. Making my way to the town, and counting my groschen to afford the fee, I asked the scribe for lessons. A couple of days pass, and we prove our mastery of basic literacy by not only being able to understand a fable, but to comprehend the lesson it's trying to teach. This adventure in teaching Henry how to read has stuck with me even so many years after first experiencing it, because I can only think of one other game that does anything like this. That game being No Man's Sky, with your ability to understand almost all NPCs locked behind several dozen monoliths that teach you the different languages one word at a time. And although I prefer the brevity of KCD's approach to this unraveling of knowledge, I still appreciate them both. I especially enjoy how certain quests can become easier in KCD if you are literate. One example being the quest called simply Waldensians. In this quest, you must consult with a vicar who is hunting what he believes to be a heretical cult of Christians known as the Waldensians. He possesses a document containing the testimony of one of these cultists, which could potentially lead to their place of worship. Should Henry not know how to read, the vicar then resentfully recites the information to you. If you then forget any of the details, you must return to the vicar to have him repeat himself. However, if Henry does know how to read, then he can simply take the note and check it as often as he likes. These mechanical benefits significantly enhance the game's setting, and the experience could be even richer if Henry's illiteracy led to situations where he's deliberately misled. For instance, he could take a letter to a scribe to be read aloud, only for the scribe to deceive him for personal gain. It's these meticulous details like learning to read that elevates Kingdom Come Deliverance into one of my favorite games, one that lingered with me long after the credits rolled. They remind us that the journey of discovery, whether through literacy in a medieval world or exploring alien languages in a distant galaxy, is what truly enriches our adventures. As I look forward to the sequel, I'm hoping for more of these rare, unforgettable moments that only a world this immersive can deliver.